1955 Mercury Convertible. How many of these do you see on the road today? Not very many. How many of them that are going to be truly legendary? Well, not one yet, but there will be one on the road shortly.
We're selling it!
I'm Chris Meyer. Join me and the Legendary Customs team as we take ordinary rides and craft them into legendary customs. You see that I'm sitting on a new vehicle. I would like to introduce you to Pete's 1955 Mercury, yes, not a Ford, but a Mercury Convertible. This is a car that has been at this stage for several years. It has been in our holding pattern for over a year, waiting to get in to get painted. It has finally come to the time today, January 17th, it was delivered. We're able to squeeze it in with what's going on. It was the next in line for our small projects. This is going to be painted a beautiful blue, probably the legendary sapphire midnight blue. Is that what we ended up calling it, our paint?
You're asking me off the cuff, I don't remember.
Okay. Along with a pearl white on the top. So it is going to be a two-tone. We do have to figure out the two-tone, and that is what I could use your help with. The two tones on a 1955 Mercury. 56, cakewalk. They had a body line of chrome that went from the fender to the door all the way through the rear. On the 55s, the chrome goes halfway through the door. So halfway through the door, all the way to the rear, there is just open area for paint. On a 56, this is your chrome in the back. So this will be blue, this will be white. The problem is, from the front, that chrome strip comes to about here. So from here, and on the front, there's a big piece of chrome that goes here. So from here to here is the question mark. How do we take a 55 and do a two-tone? A 56, that same chrome piece comes all the way through and comes down into this, and it kills right there. So you just put the paint line right where the chrome goes, and you don't even see the transition. From here to here, you're going to see the transition. So do we pinstripe it? Do we just do a real neat paint line and just clear coat it? That's where we want you guys to give us some feedback. What would you do? What have you seen out there in a 55? And no, he is not going to buy the trim for a 56 and put it on here. We've already went through that dance. It's not going to happen. He wants to keep it true to the 55, but he wants a very tasteful two-tone. Please, if you know about a 1955 Mercury, and you've seen a two-tone that just kicks butt, tell us about it. Post a picture down below. We would appreciate that, because that is something that we would need to do, is make it a kick-ass two-tone. As you can see, this car is in parts. Another shop that has retired got it to this point. It's actually Pete's brother. From what we can see, it looks like a very good job. When it was delivered today, come down here. First thing that we did is we threw on guide coat, and then we sanded this area here, and quite frankly, it is very level. There's a small low spot here. So there's, out of all this area, there's one low spot. So I suspect that being able to go forward on this vehicle like I said, it's been in this stage, I think 5 years. I don't know, but it's been a long time. So anything underneath the primers, all the shrinking has taken place. Everything should be settled down by now, and we just have to sand it so it's perfectly smooth. First run we do in 150, second run 320, and then we'll actually go up to 600 on something like this in some of the areas. And then we're gonna paint this bad boy. 1955 Mercury Convertible. How many of these do you see on the road today? Not very many. How many of them that are gonna be truly legendary? Well, not one yet, but there will be one on the road shortly. Pete is ordering his engine. We have to talk about what he wants us to do in the trunk area.
That's a big trunk.
It's a, well,
We could have a party in that trunk.
My dad would say this
Dang.
is a 4-body trunk. You could put 4 bodies in here. That's what my dad would say this is. Huge trunk. We have to figure out what we're doing underneath it. So we just have to go through the details to see exactly what he wants. I know the colors that he wants. I just need to go through the details, how he would like us to finish things out, because our job is to paint this and get it back into his hands so he can have it assembled and
Running.
put into a roller so he can drop the engine in and get this bad boy on the road and start enjoying it, because that's what these cars are about. Getting the wheels going round and round and creating memories and having fun with friends and family. So looking forward to this build. Paint job. It's not a build. We're absolutely doing nothing on this except painting it right now. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce it. It seems at first glance that it has been done properly and is straight, and we should be able to just sand the high build primer and get it into paint. This is going to be a cool ass car. This whole thing started is Pete with PT Welding wanted his vehicle painted. This was over a year ago. He approached us, well, it was over 2 years ago. Approached us, said yes, let's get it going. And he really liked the color that we used on the Camaro, which is the legendary sapphire midnight blue. I can't even remember what we named it. But anyway, he loved that color. So me being who I am, took the color sample back over there again, along with the colors that we used for the 71 Corvette. 71 Corvette had metallic flakes in it. The 81 Camaro just had pearls in it. 81 Camaro, 55 Mercury. 55 Mercury, very classy car, but it's a 50s vehicle. Back in the 50s, when you hot rodded a Mercury or had a classic Mercury, pearls weren't even around. They used metallics. So I took the samples of the 71 Camaro that had, or Corvette that had no metallic, where we started with that color, and some of the progression through with where we ended up. And he really liked having the metallic in here. So I went to our supply company locally here to get the color remixed, because it's a custom color. We do that here locally. They mixed it up again. We took the violet out because that is one thing that he on the car didn't want the purple flip. So we took the violet out and we doubled the blue pearl. So it has a lot of life, just like it did before. Now, when I went in there, they didn't have any metallic. House of Colors doesn't have blue metallic in the size that we wanted. So I said, you know, we have metallic. He goes, well, you put it in. I said, yeah. The weird thing is, our scale isn't accurate enough to measure it out. So we do tablespoons. And I don't know how many tablespoons should go into a mix. And he thought that was weird as hell that we do it by the tablespoon. And then House of Colors, wherever that slip is, he gave me the House of Colors slip. Here's all the colors of metallic flakes that they have available. And you know how they measure it? One of the largest paint companies in the world, in the custom industry in paint, they are probably the largest. If you put a blue flake in a dark base, 1 to 3 tablespoons. If you do a light base, 3 tablespoons. So the largest company in the frickin' world in the custom paint colors
Does it just like you.
does it just like how we thought we were doing it because there was no other way. That's how they recommend you do it. It's true. One accurate measurement. Fill it in the tablespoons, scrape it off. You're good to go. So anyway, what we're doing now is literally messing with things a little bit. I know we're putting in blue. Now this is our base color. So this is all written down, recorded in grams. Now the only thing I'm doing here is getting enough paint to see in the Candy Apple Corvette, we actually used House of Color Silver Mini Flake. It's very, 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 very fine metallic flake. So we use that with the Candy Apple. Now this is an actual blue metallic flake without getting shit everywhere.
Yeah, I think you got her.
It's slightly coarser. It's not as fine. So I'm going to see if we can put in the silver just a little bit and see what it looks like in the pigment, and then put in the blue and see if we can tell a difference between the two. So this is not measured in any way. So the thing is, I don't want this color to turn silver. I want this color to stay what it is, but just have the reflective properties.
You're stirring with a screw.
I'm screwing it up. So Mr. Zach.
I can't see.
Yeah, because like that one, we added a big orange flake too, and you can see that.
The huge, yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
I imagine it'd be the same concept.
I'm not a huge fan of the big flake.
Yeah.
I think it's too in your face. And way more subtle.
Okay, so I'm going to do something. This side has silver metallic, the micro flakes from House of Colors, and then our standard blue metallic. This side just has blue metallic. This side, it has lightened up the paint slightly because of the silver. This stayed a deep blue, and that's what we want to do. So we're going to do some spray outs of each and go from there. Okay, Zach has worked his magic, and I don't know if we're going to be able to see this on the camera, but we might as well try. So this color is the original Camaro color. That's where we started. This is the new blue. A little bit less violet in it. Actually, no violet. Took the violet out and doubled the blue pearl. And then this is the exact same color, twice the metallic in it. So this per gallon would have 1 scoop of metallic. And this would have 2 scoops, 2 tablespoons. We actually measured it out in grams. And then this is on a flat card. And again, double the material on a flat card. A lot of pearl in there, so the metallic actually is almost drowned it out. And the white I don't think we're going to be able to see, but this is white with 2 grams of white pearl and blue pearl, 4 grams of white pearl and blue pearl, 6 grams of white pearl and blue pearl. Again, 2, 4, 6. So they're very, very subtle differences, but it's the process you go through to get a color that's going to meet the expectations of the client. So these are all done. They're baking right now under our infrared light, and we have everything written down so we can duplicate it. Zach takes very, very good notes. And then on Monday, Pete is coming in and he will pick out his color that he wants. And then next week, we'll literally have this bad boy into paint. Thank you for tuning in. What a process it is, but it is worth it in the end to get the results that we like to get. Very, very few times that we take a car to shows that one of our projects doesn't make and win best paint. And we do that because of Zach's hard work and because of taking the time up front here to do the small things which show up. You know, these are just real small paint chips. Took 3 hours to do, well, 2 hours to do. Could you imagine doing this on a whole car and not having the color the way you want it? Not a good situation. So anyway, Chris with Legendary Customs, thanks for watching. Keep watching. This bad boy is going into paint next after Pete picks out one of these colors. Thanks. Out of here.